From tweets to the pips, it can only be BBC Radio 4. Good morning. It's 9 o'clock. This is Broadcasting House. I'm Paddy O'Connell. Hello, the headlines. 6.5 minutes past 9 on Sunday, the 16th of May. We are totally live. Anything could happen and probably will. Millions mingle indoors from tomorrow for the first time in months in a major pit stop on the roadmap to unlocking. There's a tug of war this weekend between the hope this offers and the fear of the Indian variant. Unlock cautiously, says the Prime Minister, whose own journey has gone from shaking hands with hospital patients to near death. Downing Street's denied it was late to stop flights into the UK from India, and the Health Secretary Matt Hancock is touring the TV studios this morning. He told Sophie Ridge on Sky that a new decision will be taken on June the 14th about ending all restrictions.
We need to be cautious, we need to be careful, we need to be vigilant, and we've said at each step we will look at the 4 tests that we have. We assessed those last week for the tests, for the move that we're making as a country tomorrow. The 4th of those 4 tests is whether a new variant knocks us off course. And we'll of course be assessing that over the weeks to come, and we'll make a final decision for the step 4, which is the biggest step on the roadmap. We'll make that final decision on the 14th of June.
So that's a little bit of extra information there, because we were expecting full unlocking on the 21st of June, now a decision on the 14th. How does it look if you are a professor of emerging infections? Well, we can ask one. Tom Solomons, who's from the University of Liverpool and host of the Scouse Science podcast. Good morning, Professor Tom.
Good morning.
Do you back the government's strategy?
I do back the government strategy at the moment. Yes, I think we are on course, and I think they're right to allow this next step on Monday. And we have to see how the new variant from India impacts on transmission before we make a decision about the final step at the end of June.
So there's their health secretary saying we have to see the new variant and whether it can knock us off course. And basically, that's rational. We don't know as we speak right now on Sunday the 16th if it will, but we will know in a couple of weeks.
Yes, because the question is, this new variant, certainly it looks as though it's transmitting more easily. But the big question is, how will that impact on hospital admissions? So at the moment, we have about 1,000 people in hospital, which is clearly manageable. As the number of cases in the community goes up, then the number of cases in hospitals tends to go up. But the big difference this time is that the vulnerable and people over 40, many of those are protected by the vaccine. So we are in an unpredictable space. Yes. And that's why we just have to wait and see.
It's not many. I mean, forgive me, because you're the expert. It's most.
But yeah, well, 2/3 of adults are protected now, have had at least one jab, and 1/3 have had 2 jabs. So, the future for us is going to be about knowing how well vaccines protect against this coronavirus. It's going to be circulating into the future, and it's going to be a question of how well it protects, and not just during this summer, but in the years ahead.
If you want to put it into 2 words, it's always been between the vaccine and the virus.
Yes, it's since we've had the vaccine, that it's always been a battle between vaccine and the virus, plus the importance of the other social distancing measures.
Professor Tom, can I give you the Matt cartoon on the front of the Sunday Telegraph? Are you a fan?
I am, but I haven't seen it yet.
Well, it's a man outside a pub, probably you and me, in fact, and it's Monday the 17th, 5 to 6 p.m, happy hour. 6 p.m, next lockdown begins.
Well, that cartoon would certainly have been appropriate last summer when we had Eat Out to Help Out, which clearly helped the virus out. I think on Monday, I think that is probably not going to be the case. People will mix in pubs, and mixing in pubs does increase the amount of virus that circulates. And if you're in Bolton or somewhere like that, I think you have to be really careful. But I don't think we will have another lockdown beginning immediately. I think the worst that may happen is that the date of June the 21st gets pushed back. And then if that proves to be the case, that's fine, because the plan was always to go down the roadmap and not advance to the next step until you knew it was safe. And it might be that on June the 21st, on June the 14th, it looks like we haven't got enough people vaccinated yet. And that will mean we have to push that date back. But the vaccination program is going brilliantly, and the more people we get vaccinated, the more we will be protected from the Indian variant and other similar variants.
Lovely to hear you. Thank you so much for your briefing.
Thank you.
Professor Tom Solomon. You can hear him on the Scouse Science podcast. And here again, I hope, soon.